Hey everyone, it's Chris, PDX Picker, back in the Little Shop of Hoarders. Gonna pull some more orders that have sold for me on eBay and Poshmark recently. Had a really good sales weekend. It's Monday, October 14th. So last time I pulled orders was I think on Thursday. So these are orders from Friday through Sunday. Today is a postal holiday, so it's kind of nice. We get an extra day to ship our orders. But let's go ahead and start pulling those orders. We'll talk about my weekend and how things are going for me. In general, this first item that sold, I had to either put it on sale or I took an offer, I can't remember. But it is for the Elvira salt and pepper shakers. So I get a kick every time I look at these. Bought these for $5 at a yard sale, and they sold for $29.96, I think. Yeah, so I don't know if I took an offer or what. Doesn't look like they were on sale. I put my Halloween stuff on sale. I'm selling a few things, but tell you what, I am gonna shy away from buying masks. Still have yet to buy a mask, or yet to sell a mask. And got 17 days till Halloween, and part of it is I think a lot of people will wait until closer to Halloween to buy their Halloween costumes. And unfortunately, I am not going to be around from the 23rd of October through November 2nd. So, any of those last minute Halloween costume shoppers, I won't be able to take advantage of. So, who knows? Hopefully it will be. I'm hoping to sell at least a couple of them. So far, none. I have a theory on these, and we'll see. So this is a pair of Ariat fire-resistant jeans. These are the low-rise M4 boot. Picked these up for $9.99 at my favorite thrift store, and my theory is, so I looked more into this. So there's different ratings on fire-resistant pants, which apparently is based more off of electricians' use. So this HRC2 is what the old rating system used, this HRC. Now it's CAT, C-A-T. So CAT, times you see CAT 1, CAT 2, I think maybe there's CAT 3. Those are, I believe, from 2017 to the present. And these HRC ones are from prior to 2017. These ones obviously are prior to that, and they sold for $46.95 in maybe a week. And alternatively, I just sold a pair of Ariat Fire Resistance Cat 2 jeans about a couple weeks ago for like $35, somewhere around in that range, so quite a bit cheaper. And when I was looking at the comps on these HRC2 ones, they always seem to be going for a higher price. Like this one was $46.95 versus $35. I'm thinking people like the older system. Maybe they're more familiar with the older system. Maybe they like that their jeans are a little bit older. I don't know. But anyway, consistently, these ones seem to sell for a higher price. So if you happen to come across fire-resistant jeans and they have that old HRC system, they might sell for a little bit more. So we had a good weekend. My wife and I, we went up to a casino in the area, which I'm not a gambler. She's not a gambler, but she had been talking about wanting to go for a while now. And I've been to Vegas long time ago. I'm not good at gambling, and so I don't like it because who likes to lose money, really? This item sold here. This is a Jimmy, he's like the Grim Reaper. He plays the violin, has like a song that he plays that I think it goes da 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 da, like that song. Picked that up for probably $5 at an estate sale, and that sold for $18.71 plus shipping. So when we went to this this local casino, my wife was planning on just doing the slots, and I've always wanted to try some table games. I'm not good at anything, but But, you know, I thought it would be worth a shot. And I've heard people talking about the game of Baccarat lately. Like, I don't know, people on the radio or something like that. I just heard people talking about it and that it was kind of a cool game. And so I looked into it, and it is kind of an interesting game. Apparently it's been around since like the 1600s. So it's a super old gambling game. Reminds me a little bit of blackjack, but with it's just a little simpler in terms of what how many cards and what you're trying to do. I'm not going to go into a whole Baccarat explanation, but in the process of trying to figure out how to play the game, I came across this video on YouTube, and it was talking about this system that this guy had developed, kind of a combination of multiple systems, and he seemed to think that it was a really good way to kind of stack the odds a little bit more in the favor of the gambler rather than the casino, which is of course what everyone wants to do, right? You want to increase your odds as much as possible. So I watched this video and it seemed really simple. It seemed like something that I could actually do quite easily. This sold, it's a kind of a motorcycle patch, big American flag, and bald eagle on it. Sold for $7.50 plus shipping. I picked 2 of these up. Took a long time to sell. They aren't branded or anything. I think that's part of the reason. But I can't remember how much I spent on it, but it was probably too much. I think probably $2 for that. So not much of a profit on that one. Anyway, this system was very simple. I won't go into the details because it would probably bore most of you. It involved basically betting $1. And then if you lose, you double your bet $2. If you lose again, bet $4, etc., all the way up to $32. And the idea is, with this system in place, even though you're doubling your bet, you're hopefully going to be able to recoup any losses that you've had, and also hopefully win some along the way. Relatively simple, but also I was a little bit nervous about it. So I watched the video like 5 times. I got it down. I was set to go make millions of dollars playing Baccarat at the casino this weekend. That was my plan anyway. This item sold. It's Werewolf, Frankenstein, Dracula, Classic Tales of Terror. These are like old radio programs of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Werewolf, Frankenstein, Dracula. Picked this up for $1 at a Halloween-themed yard sale, and that sold for $20.85 plus shipping. So we proceed to go up there and go sit down at the bar. We have a drink first, kind of just to get the lay of the land. And we figured out, you know, the slots are pretty simple. You just stick money in and it gives you a certain number of credits, and you play your credits, and that translates to money, obviously. So I've got my wife started doing that and made her feel confident. Because like I said, she had never been before. She didn't know how it worked, and she didn't want to do something silly and bet way more than she should have and all that kind of stuff. So walked her through that and everything went well. This item sold. Picked this up for $10 at an estate sale. It's a Harley Davidson jacket and pants set. These are heated. They have the ability to be heated, and it is vintage. I think, guessing probably from the 90s, maybe the early 2000s. I'm not certain, but pretty good condition. Couldn't test it or anything, but that sold for $100 plus shipping. Originally had it listed for $150, but took an offer for $100, and definitely a good profit on the $10. Not complaining about that one. So now with my wife set up, it was time for me to go check out the Baccarat section. So I found the Baccarat, and there was like, I don't know, 8 total tables possible, but only I think 5 or 6 of them had dealers at them. So I walk around and I see, ooh, this one has a, I don't know, $25 minimum. This one had a $50 minimum. But then there were these sections over here that were had more people. Like some of those tables only had 1 or maybe 2 people. Some of them had nobody, just a dealer. And then there were 2 tables over on this one side that had, they were pretty much full. And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, well, That's where I belong, because that's the low limit table, or low minimum table, I should say. I can't remember if I said those were minimums or limits before, but I'm talking about the minimum amount that you can bet. I wanted low, because I'm not trying to lose a bunch of money. I only brought $150 because even that I didn't want to really spend. But in order to do this system properly, you had to have at least something like that as a bankroll to start the game out. So, all right, this next item that sold, a Citizen EcoDrive watch. Picked this up for $1 at an estate sale, and sold another one that was very similar to this for 25 bucks. This one was not as desirable for whatever reason, and that sold for $13 plus shipping. Took an offer on that one. So I find this table, I sit down, and I give him $100 because I'm going to start with 100, and give that to the dealer. The dealer gives me some chips. He gives me 4 $25 chips. I'm like, well, what am I going to do with that? I'm trying to bet $1 here. So for those of you that are frequent casino goers, you probably know where this story is going to end up. But anyway, I asked for some change. I asked for 5s and 5 1s. So I have 4 $5 chips, 5 $1 chips, and 3 $25 chips. So I throw my dollar out there, and I just feel so silly. But the dealer's like, oh. And then he said, oh, the minimum here is $50. And the rest of the gamblers at the table were super nice. This one guy right next to me, he was like, hey, don't worry about it. You got this. So I'm like, okay. So I threw out my $50. I probably should have just got up. But I threw out my $50, put it on the player side, and the deal came out, and I happened to win. The player won on that one, so I got $50 extra. So I walked out there with $100 of chips plus the other. Well, I walked out with $150 in chips when I started with 100. I probably got right up because I'm like, I can't risk losing anything, because I got lucky on that first one. I could get unlucky on the next one, and sooner than later I'd be like, in 2 minutes I could be out of money completely. So I felt really silly, really dumb, to be honest. Got up and walked out of there, and what I thought was $1 minimum was there was some sort of like bonus game. It's called like the Dragon. I don't know. Any of you long-time Baccarat players probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But basically just think of it as there was like another bonus option way that you could bet. And that's the sign that I saw that said $1 minimum, which is why I sat down at the table. It's why I thought it was busy, because there were other cheapskates like me that wanted to gamble out there. I did walk around all the other tables in the casino, and this is, again, probably not a shocker to any of you regular gamblers, but the minimum bet at any of the tables, no matter what the game was $10. So there aren't any games there for cheapskates like me, which is totally understandable. There probably doesn't exist a casino anywhere. Maybe a teeny tiny casino somewhere off of a exit in the middle of nowhere that might have $1 minimum, but certainly not at the casino that I was at, and probably not at most casinos. So needless to say, I lucked out. I won $50. I got a lesson in, humility there, and ended up, going and playing slots for the rest of the time, because that was much cheaper, much less of a chance to to lose all my money really quickly. I actually sold an item on Whatnot, not as a live auction, but just in the marketplace. And I feel really stupid. I feel really dumb, because when I cross-list a bunch of items on Poshmark, Mercari, Whatnot, but actually not very many on Whatnot, and I haven't cross-listed on there in quite some time. Well, somebody bought a pair of Carhartt pants off of me, and I was actually nervous that I maybe had already sold them, because they had probably been listed for 6 months or more. So what I did is I went into my eBay inventory, I searched for Carhartt, and I tried to find those pants, and I couldn't find them anywhere. They were not available, so I just assumed, oh gosh, dang it, I must have sold them already. And I messaged the buyer. I said, I'm sorry, my bad. Already sold these on somewhere else, and I'm gonna have to cancel the order. Well, the reason they aren't, it wasn't in my active listings on eBay is because it went to my unsold listings, because Vendoo automatically delisted the item for me so that I wouldn't resell it again on eBay. But the problem is I already canceled the order on Whatnot, and I doubt that I'll be able to get that fixed. But anyway, I almost sold something on Whatnot. I technically did, but then I boneheadedly canceled the order, so oh well. Sheesh. The neighbors are getting dirt delivered. Quick update on the house next door. Getting closer, doing a lot of work in the yard with like excavation and leveling and all that. But boy, that was a loud noise. A dump truck dumping that load and slamming their door to make sure all of it came out. So anyway, I did sell 2 things on Poshmark. And we'll end the video on these 2 things, or maybe one more after that. But Posher VA is still going well. It's not the level that it was right after I first started, but there's still a decent amount of orders coming through. And so 2 more over the weekend. Both pretty good sales. First one that sold is... let me grab this here. It's these footed uranium glass candle holders, I think they are. Got a spot for a candle there in the middle. These are Fenton footed flower green uranium glass. So better look at it here. So they got kind of a flower shape to them, or a flower look to them. They're footed down here at the bottom, candle holders, and they have a nice glow in the black light. I'll show you what the picture was. So that's them glowing in my black light. Not the best picture, but still cool. I picked those up, I want to say for $8 or so. What did I sell those for? I don't remember where I bought them, but I bought them for $3 total, and those sold for $30 plus shipping on Poshmark. And then the other item I sold, I didn't put a SKU in, so fingers crossed that I put it on the rack. Like, yes, I did. Whew. So this item sold. It's a Lilly Pulitzer puffer vest. Picked this up for $7.99 at Goodwill a couple months ago. Didn't list it for a while. And that sold on Poshmark for, I want to say $45. Yeah, $45 plus shipping. So I guess this originally is like $198. I know that Lilly Pulitzer is a pretty decent brand, but wow, that's expensive to buy that new, $198. So selling it for $45, somebody got a really good deal on it. We'll do one more last order of the day, just a little one. I picked these up at an auction, online auction a while back. I thought they were cool. They're like, I think it cost me about $3 for these, and they are wrappers from, I think, a 1966 pack of Fleer Weirdos. Here's what they look like. So there are a couple of actual wrappers. So these have been around since 1966. You got to think, not too often is somebody just going to keep the wrapper. I mean, there might be a few unopened packs out there, and maybe that's what somebody did, is they had a few unopened packs, they opened them up, and they kept the wrappers because they thought maybe those had a little bit of value. And they have a teeny bit of value. These also came with 2 cards, Pop Fly and another Pop Fly related one. I'm pretty sure those are Weirdos cards. I could be wrong. But those sold for a whopping $11.95 on that. So figured, why not end the video on that crazy good sale? Or not. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you want to get more content like this in the future. I hope you're having a great, successful October in your reselling ventures. Comment down below, how's your October doing? So good luck with all those ventures out there. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.